So good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another video collaboration of The Shield Doing a Couch. I'm again joined by Señorita Sabrosura. And
Hi.
hey, how are you, Señorita?
Good, good. And you? How are you?
I'm good. I dig your, is it a shirt or is it a dress?
It's a shirt.
Are those Teletubbies or Care Bears?
It's the Grateful Dead bear.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. On a day like today, Jerry Garcia passed away, so
Oh,
I'm
congrats.
remembering.
On August the 9th. So yeah, yeah, people that watch this, you're the fashion one. You're like people will maybe your hair will pick up and people will have the Señorita Sabrosura haircut. Like, so we're not here today to talk about fashion or Señorita Sabrosura's hair.
Or Grateful Dead.
we're here to talk about Woodstock 99.
Disaster.
The disaster. So we're going to talk about, there were two documentaries. There's the HBO one that I think came out, I don't know if it's like 6 months ago, but the Netflix one just came out like last week. And it's 3 episodes, but they both talk about similar things, but I think different point of view. So we're going to talk about what we thought of the documentaries, like talk about topics about concerts and how concerts today have changed from Woodstock 99. So it's going to be an interesting discussion. And the other day I did an interview with an artist called Not, and we actually talked a little bit about Woodstock and how crazy it was. And I let her know, oh, I'm gonna do a collaboration video and we're gonna go deeper into this. So first of all, Señorita Sabrosura, you watch both the HBO and the Netflix one. First of all, which one did you think was better?
Well, I don't know if any of them were better. It's just different. Like on the Netflix, like they focus more like with the MTV crew interviews and like just like very few bands. And then on the HBO, like they talk more with the producers and the some attendees, and they mention a lot of other bands that they didn't mention on the Netflix one.
Yeah, they didn't even mention Metallica.
No.
I'm like,
or Rage Against the Machine, or I don't know. They were like I didn't know Moby was on, because I saw the Netflix one first, and then I saw the HBO, and the HBO was first, but I watched the Netflix one first, and I didn't even know Moby was there or Chemical Brothers.
Yeah, because on the Netflix they talk about Fatboy Slim, but I think both had their good points. I like that the Netflix one was divided like through days, like day one, day two, day three. I thought that was good. But yeah, overall, I watched both of them, and both have different, similar stuff, but different points of view. So something that I thought was very interesting is like the blame game on each one. Like, for example, on the HBO, they did talk a lot about like angry white men, like all the time, like frat, like that was their main thing. And I know, you can see the footage. There was a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of frat boys, like idiots that chug beer, and you gotta remember when Woodstock 99 took place, it was at the height of new metal. And new metal was not known for being like politically correct. You know, it was very, I am macho. I take what I want. Show me your tits. Basically, that's the type of mentality.
The bro culture.
The bro culture that it was. But I remember on the HBO documentary, like they blame it solely on that. But I think the Netflix one tried to make more sense of saying that, yeah, that was a problem, but also greed. Like
the producers, the founder of Woodstock and the other producer, like in both documentaries, they're clueless or they're in denial. Like, we didn't do anything wrong. That's like a few people that make this thing bad, but we did everything right. It's like, no, dude, like, you were greedy. You were only making that for money.
Yeah, no, and when I was looking at the documentary, there's a part where they said that at the beginning of the day, the concert, Friday, the water was $4, and by the end it was like $12
Yep.
for a bottle of water. And now you would think nowadays, like every bottle of water is $12, but it was 1990 fucking nine.
It is 99, even $4. It was pricey for 99.
Yeah, no, I haven't been to, rave concerts, but I know that in rave concerts, water is expensive.
Yeah, I remember like it was 3, 4, and then 6. I think that's it.
Yeah, but like the difference with the HBO is that they did a lot about like the bro mentality, and on the HBO one they blamed a lot. They put a lot of shit on Limp Bizkit, and I think on the Netflix one not as much. And
No.
Okay, I know that when Limp Bizkit played, they had songs like Break Stuff, but Fred Durst was doing his job. Like what did you expect? Like he's like the type of music that they play is to pump you up, like, but people literally.
Have you heard Limp Bizkit before? Put them on the lineup, like Break Stuff. Like, what's he's gonna sing Break Stuff? Of course, people will want to break stuff.
Yeah, and obviously they were huge at that moment when Woodstock '99 came out. It was I think a few months that Significant Other had dropped, and that album was huge for them. I still love that album. And the thing, and you also, like, on the Netflix documentary, they were mentioning like how Woodstock '94 didn't make money because if you think, like, when you look at Woodstock '94, it was more closer to Woodstock '69.
Yeah.
Not much in the music, but the mentality,
The mentality.
The mentality, they didn't have like huge barriers. It was grass. The people were in the mud. They had great acts. Hello, Nine Inch Nails plays there, Green Day. I think Woodstock '94 had a more eclectic like type of bands. Like Woodstock '99 was a lot of new metal, some alternative, and like 3 women sang. Like you, I think it was Alanis Morissette, which wasn't mentioned in the Netflix one. I don't know why. And Sheryl Crow. But besides that, everything else was more like hard. Like, I think on Saturday, it was the lineup was Limp Bizkit, Rage Against the Machine, and Metallica. That's a lot of testosterone. But on the Netflix one, I liked how they did the day, how they divided the day. So what else did you like about the documentaries, or what you thought they should have talked more about?
Well, one thing they didn't want to talk in the Netflix one, like they mention it, but they don't give a lot of importance, was the sexual assaults, the rapes, the violence, and people died too.
Yeah, I like that you mentioned that, because in the HBO one, they did cover a story about 2 friends that went, and one of them died.
But there were supposedly, I think it was more, but we'll never know. There were 3 deaths, 8 sexual assaults, 44 arrests.
Yeah, 8 sexual assaults that they knew.
They were reported.
That they were reported. And, it's scary to,
what pissed me off, it's one of the producers said, well, in a city of 200,000 people, those things happen like because they were saying four rapes is nothing for 200,000. Dude, not even one is supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, that was on the Netflix one.
yeah.
And that was the producer, not the hippie guy, the other one.
The other one, the bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy. Yeah, but yeah. I think on both documentaries, they interviewed Jonathan from Korn. And, Jonathan from Korn, they played new metal, but he's more of in the new metal world, he's like more of the sensitive guy.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if you listen to Korn, he was as a child molested. So there's a lot of like, Korn it's not break stuff. Korn, the first albums had some heavy subject matter. There was anger, but there was anger talking about real issues. But obviously, Limp Bizkit is just to have fun. Obviously, Rage Against the Machine has serious issues, but the other frat boy there was, Kid Rock played there.
Oh my God!
I'm ashamed to say that I had that first album.
I never.
That's an album that I bought.
I didn't like. I never liked him.
My name is Pete. I'm like, when I think that I like that, I'm like cringe. I'm like, oh, like that. Like that's something like if I should do a video, albums that I regret buying, Kid Rock would be at the top, one of the top of my list, and probably New Radicals.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, I like the format of the HBO one because they divided it, I think, through days, so it was clearly. And I love let's talk about some of the weird lineups, like bands following, like for example on Friday,
Bush following Limp Bizkit and
Korn. I love Bush, but it's kind of hard to follow like Korn. It's like any band that tries to follow Puya. It's hard to do. And after like Korn that is punk, you had.
But what do you think about opening James Brown, like for kids in '99, like James Brown?
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting, like when that he didn't want to play because
until he get paid.
Pay me, and then he played, and come on, like James, like he had to play. But yeah, it's a weird opening act.
One of the things that I heard is that like no one asked for Woodstock. It's just the baby boomers want to, with their nostalgia, want us to live their same stuff that they live in '69, and that's a disaster.
And you know that I was watching other documentaries or talking about Woodstock '69, and they say, Woodstock '69 is very romanticized.
Yeah, but
some fucked up things happened there too.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously they were hippies. They were.
Yeah. I was watching another documentary in 1969. Besides Woodstock, there was another festival that was a disaster too, and it had to be cut short. The Altamonte Festival.
Yeah.
With the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, that one had.
I remember Jefferson Airplane. Like they hit one of the players like really bad. And then Jerry Garcia was coming to play, and he was like, "What's happening?" And they told him like, "Oh, they beat up one of the guys of Jefferson Airplane," and he's like, "Oh, I'm not gonna play," and he left. Yeah, and he was the one who recommended to the Rolling Stones, who organized the concert, the festival, the Hells Angels as security.
Yeah, they were like.
So I was thinking, like the Altamonte Festival represented the end of the hippie era, the end of the peace and love. Woodstock '99 represented the end of the grunge and our peace and love for us, the grunge era, and it started the bro culture, the girls gone wild, the show me your tits.
Oh my God.
Like,
Girls Gone. Oh my God, I remember Girls Gone Wild. There
and
was
that's what's happening in that uh, time. So like I remember like everywhere, like show me your tits and people screaming to girls like they have no respect. And then little like teenagers, like they thought that's what I have to do to be part of this.
I don't think that much. Let's context for people that don't know us. We're from Puerto Rico. I don't remember that in Puerto Rico, like in concerts, like people shouting
No.
to women, that type of stuff. I think there, and I think I don't know if we're more respectful, but I don't remember that in Puerto Rico. And we had some huge festivals in Puerto Rico called at the 90s. They were called the Pop Rock Latinos.
Yeah.
And it was like a Woodstock, but with rocking Spanish bands. And
we even have I remember the Woodstock 1994, it rained a lot. So it was a lot of mud. And we have like a pop rock festival that it rained a lot and there was like mud everywhere.
Yeah, I went to that one.
And me too.
Yeah, I was there. And I remember on that one, we're getting off topic, but on that one, like, so there was a singer, I can't remember her name. She was a female. And the one that they threw the mud to.
Aterciopelados.
The Terciopelados. There was a from Puerto Rico that she said, "Oh, throw the mud, but throw it like softly," and it hit the mic, and we never heard from her again. And I can't remember the artist names.
But I remember the Aterciopelados singer too. Yeah. She was like covering mud.
Yeah, but for example, that concert.
But in '99. It didn't rain, and then you could see the mud, and people were like covering mud. That wasn't mud.
That was shit.
That was shit.
And another difference between Woodstock 69, 94, and 99, it was in an air military base. That does not scream peace and love. That screams war and corporate America.
Yeah. Like 100,000 degrees. I'm sorry, 100 degrees. Well,
like 100,000 were they on Mars?
I'm sorry, it must felt like 1,000 degrees. Well, after 3 days, no water, no clean water, like no. The trash all over. Like I remember in one of the documentaries, the old lady like giving out trash bags.
And that was in the Netflix one.
Yeah, and people were laughing at her. They didn't hear.
Like she's like, "Oh, do your part," and she said, "Someone said, fuck you. I paid $150 to be here." And that's the thing.
Well, and another thing I read, it didn't show them in the documentary. The security, the Peace Patrol, some of the guys, they were selling their T-shirts for $400 each. Like, oh, I want to go backstage, but I can't. And then the Peace Patrol's like, give me 400. I give you my T-shirt, my uniform, and you can go backstage with that uniform.
They talked about that on the Netflix one, but on the HBO one, they said that when things went south, the people who were in the Peace Patrol, they just took away those shirts because they felt afraid for their lives.
Yeah, but some of them, they were part of the problem. Like they were like selling their uniforms to random people, and then and one of the interviews, oh, this is about money, sex, and bitches. I'm gonna get so much pussy this night.
Like, remember,
you're supposed to bring security.
Yeah, most of those Peace Patrol were young. They weren't actual.
They were part of the bros.
So I think the problem is that the producers said, like, let's get a shit load of people, but they cut a lot of corners, like with security, the porta potties, like having like the first Woodstock, they gave food people for free.
Yeah, and they were charging a lot of money for the food.
And come on, you're charging $150.
I understand if it's one day that you come and you go back to your house, like they don't let you enter like food or water,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna stay there for 3 days. Let me bring at least my water.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know what I thought was really interesting? I liked that they interviewed the singer from Bush on this one. And
Yeah.
he said, like, you know, like when he was coming out, he got booed, but, you know, he handled it like a pro. But
Yeah.
you know why? If I look like him, like that, he was in his prime without the shirt. And I'm like, at that time, Bush wasn't that popular anymore. They had their third album, The Science of Things, but as you can tell, I love Bush.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was a good album, but you know, at that time it was more new metal. But something I really thought interesting in the Netflix one is when they talk about Fatboy Slim and
Oh
what
my
happened
God.
in the rape. In the rape, there's like this ambulance came inside, and apparently there was someone raping a minor inside the ambulance. They
Oh
said that,
wow.
like, they implied it.
Mm-hmm.
They said, and you know, they were talking about people having sex on the dance floor and going crazy, which, you know, a lot of those people were high anyway. So it's stuff that you would see. Even to this day, I think that can happen in concerts. But you go to more festivals than me. What do you think is the main change in festivals? Because I think after Woodstock 99, festivals have changed a lot.
Yeah.
And that was like a what not to do.
Well, that same year, a few months later, they did the first Coachella. I know Coachella right now, it's only for the rich people with money, like very expensive. But that year, they were giving free water and free parking, like, and they have a lot of security, and they like, okay, we learned the mistakes from Woodstock 99, we're gonna do better. And then Coachella, it's like being all these years having like huge success. And
Yeah.
I just came back from med school in Madrid, and they have like, for Americans and people who live on this side of the world, it's very weird to drink tap water, because here, like, you have to buy bottled water everywhere. But
Yes.
in Europe, especially in Madrid, it's safe. Like, they have proof that it's safe to drink tap water.
Yeah, the same in
They have
Paris.
So they have fountains, like a lot of fountains through the whole festival, like where you can go and refill your glass, your bottle, and they let you enter with your bottle, so
Cool.
you can refill and have water through the whole festival. And or if you're I have some friends like, no, I'm not gonna drink tap water, because they have never drink tap water. And the water, it was like $4 in 2022. That's cheap in Europe.
That's
And
so sad, but true.
yeah. And then I have gone to the Electric Daisy. They have fountains too, and they have like the mist, like if it's very hot, you go through the mist and refresh yourself.
The question is, where haven't you gone, Señorita Sabrosura?
Well, I haven't gone to Lollapalooza.
I have.
It's here in Chicago, but I feel like it's more for the younger people.
Lollapalooza is not what it was.
No.
I don't think it's, you know,
I,
it's not our Lollapalooza.
I,
And
I love to go here to Riot Fest, because I
oh yeah,
feel like more grown up, more chill.
well,
Like,
this
if
year
you
the
wanna,
lineup for that one is amazing.
if you wanna be in the pit, like in the mosh pit in front of the stage, you can do it. But if you wanna be in the back, you still can see everything really good and be comfy, be chill, even like uh throw out like something and be there.
You know, yeah, it's more accessible now to go to uh, festivals. And I think the thing with Woodstock is they treated people like animals. And what happens when you treat people
they're
like
gonna
you don't give
behave
them
like animals.
water, you don't give them shade, the conditions are horrible. People
And
are
then
going to
on the
break.
last day, no, because during Limp Bizkit, they were breaking everything, right?
Yeah, they were breaking
And then on the
Woodstock.
on the last day, let me give these people, these bros, 10,000 candles.
Yeah, because Woodstock 69 had candles, but they were all peace and love. But you're giving candles to people that are pissed, and then they're surprised. And I don't know if you can, in the Netflix one, there was this young guy saying, "Don't do this. It's not approved by the fire marshal." And some of the promoters says, like, "Shut the fuck up, like it's happening." And then that happened. And there's a part where they said, like, the mayor told Anthony Kiedis, "Can you like make them?" And Anthony Kiedis was kind of a dick too, like, because then he played Fire.
Jimi Hendrix cover. Oh, let me play Fire as an anchor. Because like, can you tell them like, oh, nothing that I can say will do anything. Oh, let me play Fire. Like that's like pouring gasoline on the fire.
Yeah, like that was like, and you know what? In the Netflix documentary, they shit on, and the Netflix on the HBO, all the fault is more at Limp Bizkit, but Anthony Kiedis just told people to play Fire. Like, and they didn't, oh, it's not a big deal. And then at the end, they said that they were going to have like a huge surprise. So people thought that after Red Hot Chili Peppers, there was going to be a band. And they just put like a movie
Jimi
of
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix. And I guess people, I'm like really? And that was like, they were all fed up and they started the rioting and like putting people getting everything on fire. And I don't that's not a way to behave. There's like it's bad that some people like put fires and could have put other people in danger and dying, but I could understand why they were pissed. But
yeah, I understand they were pissed, but like, you're not smart if you're giving candles to these people that it's already pissed and fed up with all what happened.
I don't know if you remember in the Netflix documentary, they interviewed two kids that were young and they looked just like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, that's true.
There was one, I'm like, oh my God, it's Beavis.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was I'm like, it exists. And he sounded like an idiot. I'm like, yeah, like, I think that's another thing that I think the HBO documentary is better. The people that they interviewed for the HBO documentary seemed smarter and seemed like they were more ahead in their life.
Yeah.
For the Netflix, they got the losers of like, let me interview the most loser people.
Well, some of those people are still saying, "Oh, this is the greatest weekend of my life." Still, like, dude, you have no empathy for the people that kill, that they assaulted, that they.
Yeah, on the HBO one, the people that they interviewed, you could tell that they were more that. Like I think on that thing, the HBO people were smarter in who to interview. At least the attendance. I think the Netflix one, some of those people, I'm like, I was having a hard time understanding why they picked that idiot to talk. But at the end of the day,
it was all about money and greed.
It was all about money. They put the Woodstock logo on it to make money. They did it in a base so people couldn't get in, but also it was hard to get out. So it was a recipe for disaster, a train wreck, like on the Netflix documentary.
Yeah, a train wreck.
But out of that, I think nowadays concerts have more security, more porta potties, and I think everyone learned from Woodstock '99 on what not to do. And at the end of the documentary, there's a part that says, like, there's no plans to revive Woodstock. Who the fuck wants to touch that?
They were trying to do another Woodstock in 2019, but
no, yeah.
no.
I think that's Woodstock 99 was the nail in the coffin of Woodstock. No more Woodstock, yeah. It's a shame because it could have been an amazing. It could have been
great, but we have great festivals.
Yeah, no, yeah. There's great festivals nowadays, and I think festivals nowadays have more variety. And I think no one would schedule like 3 like super hard bands at once. Like they divide them, like so it's not like yeah. So it's not like full force. So I think like everyone has learned from Woodstock 99. Obviously, I don't know anyone who went to Woodstock 99. Do you?
No.
Yeah, I was too young. I remember watching Woodstock 99 on MTV, and you could tell at the end, those MTV VJs look scared on air.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why they didn't interview Carson Daly. They did interview for the Netflix one. One of Amanda, I think is her name.
One of the girls, yeah.
The black girl, and she was saying like at the like
she was scared.
Like she was scared for her life, and like the security wasn't great, and also they showed the disparity of how great they were treating the artists backstage and how they were treating the people like shit at the front. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just glad that we have evolved in concerts that way. And now in concerts, we've had other stuff happens in minor concerts. Like, for example, in 2004, Dimebag Darrell was shot on stage in a concert. It wasn't a huge concert, but still. That raised more questions about concert security and mental health. And but I think nowadays you don't hear about like disasters like that in huge festivals. And in Europe they have the Wacken, which is full of metal, and nothing like that happens. So people will say like, oh, it's metal, it's hard. No, it's just a combination of greed, expensive food, not giving the people,
it was lack of respect.
Of resources to keep people happy and take care of them. So Woodstock 99 was a cautionary tale. So we want to know, what did you think about the documentaries? Which one did you like best? The HBO or the Netflix one? What shocked you learning about these documentaries? We would really want to know. And coming up this Friday, people, don't forget, we have a special anniversary album review. It's going to be Señorita Sabrosura, JC Rock and Metal Reviews, and myself. It's going to be our first triple collaboration between the 3 of us.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys like it. It's about an album that, it sold a lot. So that will be on Friday. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield on the Couch.
Señorita Sabrosura.
And we'll see you right here next time. And remember, when you go to concerts, be nice to people. Thank you, and good night. Rock on.